Okay, so today we're going to look at Jordan Peterson, and I do have to admit I wasn't so thrilled to do this reading because I wasn't a big fan. I several years ago when he was like really on fire, making the rounds, I did tune in and I thought, oh, I agree with what he's saying. Yeah, he seems really clear. But I couldn't listen to him. Like I was like, oh, you say so many words, and my brain is I'm not that smart. I can't follow everything that you're saying. And there I was feeling like this level of arrogance, and I just thought, oh, well, anyway, so just and also he wasn't speaking to things that I was interested at that time. So I had like a little push-pull with, oh, Jordan Peterson. Anyway, after doing this reading, yeah, I have a whole new understanding. I have a lot of empathy, and yeah, I feel much better. So I'm glad I did this reading. Yeah, and he reminds me of the Robert Edward Grant reading, where some people are like, oh, that guy's full of himself. And and that's kind of how I feel about Jordan, or did feel. And what I've discovered is when you feel someone is full of themselves, it kind of means exactly that. It means that, at least how I'm understanding it, what came to me is that what you're feeling is a slight or a big contradiction in their unconscious self and the conscious self that they're presenting to the world. And in like Roberts, and also very much so in Jordan's case, there is and this is what I got. There is a person that is represented on the outside, right? And we all do this, of course. But underneath, there's this big, underwater. What is that picture of the ice, and a big block of ice under the water? You're unconscious. That is, and some people, it's totally unconscious or totally aware and you don't feel it. But in Jordan's case, I could feel this bubbling up to the surface that wants to be seen. And yeah, it's huge. And you can kind of feel that contradiction, like, oh, this guy's full of himself. He's not, there's something off, there's something annoying. And that's how I feel what's happening. If you're annoyed with Jordan Peterson, that could be what you're picking up on, is that something is not all in alignment, or yeah, something is a little off, which doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you can feel the battle between the unconscious and the conscious, what is presented to the world. Okay, so where do I want to begin? Yeah, so I called him the Eagle of Clarity because when I asked, just show me like the archetype or whatever role he's playing in the world this lifetime, and I did see a bald eagle, not ego. Boy, that's hard to say. Um, and the spiritual meaning is the eagle that flies high and has a higher perspective. And I don't mean a spiritual perspective, and it also can mean a divine connection, but I don't mean it in that sense. But he has the ability, mental clarity, to see like all the workings of things in his particular subject. So he has lots of, yeah, high perspective wisdom, and we all know that he's very mental. Anyway, clarity was the whole theme of everything that I got for him. Now we have already, oh, you probably, maybe you didn't see my other video, and I did a list of people, are they Cosmos approved? And yes, we've already determined that Jordan Peterson is Cosmos approved, not because of his spiritual teachings or that he's a spiritual teacher, but that at the human level, he has wisdom about the human condition, which is absolutely shows up in his soul contract. So in the relative world, he has attained clarity, mental clarity, and wisdom of the human condition. So that's why he's Cosmos approved. Okay. So just in my initial checking in feeling, yeah, I immediately got the feeling of facade, like, but not a bad facade, like there's some integrity issues. And then I felt like a weakness, a heart weakness, and her needs to know love. And that's when I recognized, oh, there's this big personality presented on the outside, but there's some deep heart wound, some weakness underneath that there's a longing, there's a need. So there was a contradiction. So not a facade of integrity. When, so sorry, get it together, get it together, Kat. Okay, so when I checked in with smell, which is, the root chakra, I got fresh mint leaf, and this is I got mint leaf several times. So again, it's just saying he has mental clarity about like base chakra issues. Yep. Um, taste, I got spearmint or green mint. Yeah. Again, mental clarity, but a little too heady. Um, hearing, which represents the throat chakra, which is self-expression. I saw him as a like a little drummer, drum leading people, like the Pied Piper leading people, like a marching band. That's how I saw him. That's right. So he's leading a marching band. And of course, he is leading people to wisdom. He has lots of followers, so that makes sense. And it's just showing that he is using his self-expression in a leadership type way. Um, let's see, his seeing, which represents wisdom, the third eye. I saw a golden pear, and it just represents deep wisdom, good fortune, profound prosperity. So he's doing very well, right? And the heart, this was interesting. So I went to go hit touch using touch, and it represents the heart area. Um, what I what I saw and felt was, oh, he's wearing like a fur coat, and it was like a fox, like a little bit of um a, like a fox that would be a little bit angry or timid or slightly aggressive, but then when you go to touch it, it was all soft and lovely. And that was the facade. It was like I'm presenting a kind of sly fox appearance, but deep down inside, there's something really soft and very weak and a needing or a longing in the heart. Okay. So there we go. In regards to his soul contract and his core wound issue, what I got was the core wound issue is at the core of his illnesses. Okay. And what so his core wound is separation and the inability to feel God within. And that's a very deep wound. And this is why what came to me is this is why he has a real issue with somebody asking him, does he believe in God? Because he wants to know God, but he feels so separated from the whole idea of God. He feels ungrounded, unconnected, lost. This is internally, this is unconscious, and this is that battle. And so what he has been, let me just read my notes. Sorry, I don't want to make this too long, as I always do. Separation issues, core wound, unable to feel God within, self-doubt. And he's always looking to external sources for wisdom, healing, overloaded the body, not trusting the body and his feelings. And it brings out dull or blunt interactions with people. And all of this number is connected to the immune system. So it's really about when you have a long-term chronic illness that goes away. I mean, that doesn't go, obviously, if it's chronic, it's not going away, and it seems to be getting worse. This shows you how long Jordon or any person has separated the theme of separation from their true self. They're always looking outwards for mental understanding, for using the mind to fix everything externally and not turning within. So it's a denial and a separation from his true self, which is totally affecting his nervous system. I'm sorry, immune system, and it's just weakening and weakening and weakening. So that's the core wound, and how that core wound um, it kind of triggers what he will experience in the outer world. And that is the karmic four force, which I have. So I could totally relate to him. And that says, Jordon, sorry, this life, you're going to experience a lot of suffering. However, that suffering, and physical suffering, and like myself, at a young age, this is what happened to him. He's like, oh, this life is suffering. I have lots of anxiety. I feel disconnected. I don't have any connection to God or the source or my true self. And so I'm going to go on this quest to to understand the human condition. Thus, that started his life as a wisdom seeker, understanding the human condition. I mean, these are the best people with karmic force in the physical section. They understand the human condition more than anybody else because they themselves understand and have experienced the suffering, right? That deep suffering. So that's what he's here to experience. And of course, he is. Um, yeah, and it's all about trying to turn that suffering, that conflict into harmony. And he does that through understanding. Okay, what else do I want to say? Um, okay, let's keep moving here. Yeah, so what I get that he's offering to the world, once again, it's all about clarity. He's offering achieved clarity of relative truth. That means in this relative 3D world where people are relating with each other and in relationships. Yeah, he's attained clarity. So again, he's offering clarity and purification to other people. Um, let's see. Let me look at my notes. Um, let's see. He has gained a life on life too late to correct. Sorry, hold on. Anyway, I will skip my notes since I can't read them and didn't type them up. However, what I also got with this clarity, it's gene key 30 or hexagram 30, because he does have some shadowy aspects. Remember, we always offer what we what our shadow is, we turn it into the gift for other people. But it also shows me that he has this unfulfilled desire, and it's being repressed. That's that heavy unconscious energy that you're feeling, and that desire is to know God, to know him, his self, to really know his purpose in life. And that's what I'm feeling, and that's what I got. He has attained cosmic logic, unfulfilled desires. Yes. He needs to let go of the idea of suffering, right? He's kind of gotten into this groove of, oh, life is suffering, life is suffering. And that's kind of created a spell in his life about suffering. So it's kind of keeping the suffering going, the illness suffering. All right, let's move forward. Is he a pure human soul? Yes, he is. He is not giving up on life, though. I thought I was feeling like a little like draining, but I think was just feeling where he's at physically, and not that he's giving up. He does not want to give up. He is Cosmos approved. The core of his illness is core wound of separation. Yes. Relies too heavily on the outside. Yes. He has a fear of going inwards. Yes. Does not he does not believe in God. Yes, he does not believe in God. So there's that. Yeah. But wants to know God. Yes. Does he believe in a higher power? No. Um, pain of separation has blinded him. Yes. Controls reality through understanding. Yes. He has a longing, wounded heart. Yes. Um, okay. let's see what else. And then I also got, I was curious about this illness. Are there any external forces connected to his illness? And I did get a yes. And I asked about family members because family members can indeed keep people on the sick road because they have a projection. They're putting spells or projection. Maybe they get a terminal illness and they're like, "Oh, you have a terminal illness. There's nothing we can do." See, that projects the energy. But I got to know family members are not adding to it. Is it from the unseen realm? Yes. Is this some kind of spiritual battle, archon, demonic? Yes. So there you go. So I know that Michaela, his daughter, was getting a lot of flack for saying, "Oh, we think it's some kind of spiritual battle." Well, indeed, it is, and it's this battle between him denying, not wanting to go inwards, I'm and just creating this conflict between his inner self, his longing, his heart wanting to know God, but actually at the same time denying God. So it's creating really a big ball of conflict. In this life, he is at he calibrated at the level of willingness. These are people who come in to be educators, to have social dialogue, to have understanding. It's a very intentional life, optimistic, and they are inspiring and bring hope to other people through their teachings and social dialogue. So there you go. All right. That's Jordan Peterson. I hope this video isn't too long. But yeah, overall, a good guy really dealing with this deep separation wound. Yeah, and I have a lot of empathy. That is a really, really tough um, core wound, karmic issue to deal with. Okay, until next time.